Hello and welcome to Study This. Today we're not going to be talking about a weapon, we are going to be talking about a class's public opinion. People, for some reason, have this opinion that the Pyro is a noobish class. I really don't know why. For most of the time I've been playing TF2, the Pyro has been a very short range class. You have got to get into range. Now, if the Pyro had the scout speed, then I'd understand why people say that's a noob class, because it's a fast attack flamethrower. He's not. He's about the same speed as the soldier. Not as slow as the heavy, but about the same speed as most of the other classes. And frankly, he is easy to shoot when you are not in range of the flamethrower. The range of the flamethrower is very, very short, comparatively. And most classes can take out the Pyro with a few shots. He's not weak, per se, but he's not strong either. And the attacks that the Pyro can do for longer range are pretty pathetic. You've got the standard shotgun, which, okay, if you get a few shots off at medium to short range, you can kill someone, but that's medium to short range. You don't want to engage a Pyro at medium to short range. You want to take them out at medium to long. One of the other things that I think people don't understand is playing the Pyro, you have no ranged attack. Until recently, the ranged attack was the flare gun, and you could get one shot off and cause damage for several minutes as the person caught on fire. But here's the problem: the flare gun you have got to hit, and if you miss, the reload time for the flare gun is 2.2 seconds. That is an eternity. If you saw my Man Melter episode, that's the same reload time, and it's awful. Okay, with the flare gun it's better because you see him actually loading in the flare. Sorry. One of the things I do think that people don't understand is that the Pyro isn't a noob class. The class that I'd say that most people should consider as a noob class is the Heavy. The Heavy gets support from everybody. As soon as the Heavy has got an Uber, everybody else will charge in as well to help the Heavy out. The Medic will help the Heavy. The Heavy is basically the be-all and end-all of Team Fortress 2 for if you're just going into it. That's the first thing you'd probably choose. Here's just a hypothetical. Say I took someone who's been playing Call of Duty for most of their lives. Then I sit them in front of TF2 and explain all the classes to them in detail. Then I say, pick a class. And I can pretty much bet you, pennies to pounds, that they would choose the Heavy. They wouldn't even look at the Pyro. They might look at the Sniper. The Demo Man, there's one interesting thing about the Demo Man, they might look at that. The Medic they wouldn't look at, neither would they look at the Engineer. They might look at the Spy with a little bit of interest, but the Pyro would be the last thing they'd look at. If they are someone who likes to use their blades in Call of Duty, then they might look at it. But getting into close range with a Pyro does not mean instant death. Getting into any range with the Heavy, pretty much, unless you're lucky, means pretty much instant death. The Heavy is a hose of damage. He can hose down areas, and basically that's his main purpose. With a Medic, he's pretty much unstoppable for about a minute and a half. I haven't looked up the stats for the Ubers just yet, but that's roughly the amount of time that the Heavy gets Ubered for. The Pyro is a very, very different class. It's a very interesting class, and I can tell you why I have a feeling that TF2 took so long to make. It's the pyro. The pyro, balancing the pyro, the heavy, all of the classes, and I think they had the most problems with the pyro, because you can make this class overly powered, and it can be overly powered, but it's not in TF2. It's actually underpowered, and some of the weapons that you can get for the pyro can make it a little more powerful, but the range is the biggest problem. The range is the killer of the pyro, to say that it's a noob class. If anybody says to me, pyro's a noob, yeah, not at range. If you're in a short, small map, if you're in like a room the size of a normal bedroom or something, and say got all the classes, then somebody picks the pyro, yeah, then that's a noob class, because basically he damage hose. But at medium range, the pyro is useless. Literally useless. I want people to know that basically don't ever class the pyro as a noob class. Thank you for watching. I hope this was entertaining, informative, or just plain strange. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.